There are a lot of misconceptions about demons and demonolatry, and not just from a Christian point of view, but also from witches, Wiccans, anybody in magic who very much has come from or started on a path and come from a Christian viewpoint to begin with. So I just want to actually talk about demonolatry and demons for a while. We're probably going to be talking about it through quite a few videos to come. But today I want to talk about this idea of there being good demons, as opposed to them being bad. It's a huge misconception. But anyway, let's get into that. First, the intro. Alright, so when it comes to demons, the first thing we need to actually consider is the origin of the word. Now, the modern English word demon, it presents itself as being evil. An evil being, a being or a spirit that is going to do you harm, anything like that. Now, that comes from a Christian viewpoint, and very much not just Christian viewpoint, but a Western mindset in general. It's very much how we Western people have been raised and brought up, especially if our families do have some kind of Christian background. And it doesn't need to be a Christian background that, the parents took you to church every Sunday. I came from a Christian background, but my parents didn't go to church. So when I say a Christian viewpoint, I also mean a Western mindset. And it's just that general consensus, really. And this modern interpretation of the word is very, very false. And the reason I say that is because the word actually originates from the Greek and the Latin, daemon. Now, the word daemon, spelt D-A-E-M-O-N in Greek and D-A-I-M-O-N in Latin, actually translates to... There's quite a few translations and meanings, interpretations, etc. behind it, but generally it means a tutelary spirit or a tutelary deity. Now, in demonolatry, we consider the demons to be divine intelligences. And when we talk about divine intelligences, we aren't just talking about demons that are commonly known as, or spirits that are commonly known as demons. A divine intelligence can be a god or a goddess from any pantheon. It can be an angel, an archangel. These are all divine intelligences. We just prefer to work with what we refer to as the demons. And these demons are not, you can't separate, let's say, the gods and goddesses from one pantheon. Let's say the Nordic pantheon. So Odin, Thor, Freya, all of those gods and goddesses, and think of them as being good, while the demons over here, Belial, Lucifer, Satan, Azazel, all of these demons are then considered bad, because they're not. They are ancient spirits. A lot of them were worshipped as gods and goddesses at one stage. And this was before, the general big religion came along and decided to demonize these gods and goddesses because they didn't fit into their own paradigm. And so a good thing to do is actually, even if it's just for a small second or a moment or something like that, is just suspend your belief in what you think demons are. Just suspend your perception, suspend your belief that you have been raised with and that you have been taught your whole life, just for a brief moment. Suspend that belief and think about these spirits, don't refer to them as demons, think of them as spirits, as deities that are there to guide and to teach, just like the gods and the goddesses from the other pantheons that we seem to accept. But when it comes to these demons, the spirits from the pantheons that we don't seem to accept generally, we push them over this side because they're considered to be evil. Now, when we look at a lot of these spirits, they do fall under what we might want to call dark. Kali, I'm going to say Hecate, but Hecate isn't. Hecate has a lot of faces, a lot of aspects, but Hecate has been considered to be a dark goddess. So we might want to look at this in terms of these spirits being of a dark aspect, and dark does not mean bad, dark does not mean evil. Dark just means that you can find the light within the darkness. You can't see it when everything's bright. You can only see the light when everything's dark. It shines a lot brighter then. But it is a case of just, as I say, suspending your belief for just a moment and just view these spirits, these gods and these goddesses, as being gods and goddesses, rather than the modern interpretation of demon being an evil spirit which is out to harm you, and that's it. There's no other option. It's just there. It's going to harm you. Do not touch it. Do not speak to it. Do not think about it. That's false. So the demons that we talk about within demonolatry, they are, as I say, tutelary spirits. They are spirits that will guide you, spirits that will help you, spirits that will aid you on your path. Now, in demonolatry means the worship of demons. And demonolatry is different to demonology. Demonology is the study of demons, and most demonologists we find are actually, they come from a very biased Christian opinion. So I don't actually like talking about demonologists very much. As I say, it's biased. Demonolatry itself is the worship of demons. And when we talk about worship really means that they hold a station or a position that is worth or worthy of respect. That's what worship actually means. So when it comes to demonolatry and it comes to worshiping the demons, it's a case of respecting them. And with any other spirit or even any other person we may meet, when we respect that person or that spirit, we usually get respect back. And this is the big divide between demonolatry and ceremonial magic, and the way a ceremonial magician will actually use the Goetia or use any of the old grimoires. So in demonolatry, we respect the demons themselves. We respect the spirits. But something else that came up last week or the week before was the idea that anybody following a theistic path is not actually using magic. Now, this can be interpreted in a lot of different ways, but basically the idea behind this theory was that anybody who is worshipping a spirit outside their own self is therefore going to the spirit and asking them to do everything for them. So they don't actually do magic themselves. They just ask the spirit to bring whatever it is they want and clear their path so that they can go in this direction, and basically just really spirit, please give me everything I want. And that's also very, very wrong, especially in demonolatry and you know, especially because demonolatry falls into the left-hand path. So the left-hand path is very much about self-empowerment. It's about creating yourself, transforming the human to demi-divinity. You know, so when we're talking about demonolatry, we don't go to the demons and ask them to give us stuff. What we do is we ask them for their aid and for their direction and for their teaching. If we are trying to get to a certain position in life, for instance, we don't say, bring me X amount of money, or, you know, bring me this or bring me that. We say, we ask the spirits, the demons, how do we get there? What route do I need to take? What path do I need to take? Which obstacles am I going to face? And then if you are going to face obstacles, how do I get around those obstacles? And they will teach you, they will guide you, and in certain cases they will also add to your magic, add power to your magic in order to actually get it done. But they don't give it to you. They direct you, they guide you, they teach you, and then you must do it yourself. You know, if you go to a spirit and say, oh, give me X, Y, and Z, I'll give you this. It's not a trade, there's no trading. It really is a case of they will tell you how to get there, but you've got to do the work yourself. There's no question about that. And if you do go to spirit and ask for X, Y, and Z, they're just going to stand there and go, piss off. You know, just like most people would. Most people, most spirits. The demons are no different. So, you know, don't think you can go to the demons and just say, I want this, and I'll give it to you. You've got to do it yourself. You've got to do the work yourself. If you don't do the work yourself, there's no reward. There's no self-empowerment. And if you do have that attitude of, you know, you just want to sit back and let everything come to you, you might as well just forget about it. Forget about the left-hand path completely. In fact, forget about magic completely, because that's not how any of it works. So, yeah, as I said, I just want to try and clear some things up about demonolatry in the next several videos. They'll just be ongoing, really, and hopefully, you know, dispel some myths and some false impressions and ideas. And you know, every now and again I talk about various books that have been written by some fantastic demonolators. S. Connolly is the biggest. So if you are interested and you want a lot more information, have a look for S. Connolly's books, especially the complete book of demonolatry or the Demonologist's Guide to Demonic Magic. They are the 101 books for anybody, you know, trying to learn and trying to come onto the path. They are great for the beginner. You know, go out there and study, learn. Try and find as many sources as you can and compare what one person says opposed to another person. So anyway, so are there good demons? They are demons. You know, can we say they're good or bad? Can we say any person on the street is good or bad? They have the capacity to be both. Same with the demons, same with the spirits, same with the gods and goddesses. So anyway, I just want to leave that here today, and I'll see you on Friday. We are doing the shape-shifting Black Hat chat this Friday. We couldn't do it last week because Rev Kai was a bit under the weather, so we've postponed it to this week. So if you were hoping to catch the live last Friday about shape-shifting and you missed it, here's your opportunity. You can catch it this Friday. So that's the Black Hat Chat live show at 4 p.m. GMT. Just check what time that is for you, wherever you are in the world. And hope to see you on Friday. Otherwise, I'll see you next week, Tuesday. Cheers.